the best cameo in all of in all of TV history.
I wouldn't go that far, but
Yes. Let's talk about something that we saw that was really fucking good.
The Boys.
And that is none other than The Boys. And
Season 4.
yeah, we're coming into the end of season 4, and I feel like it's not the best season,
No.
but it was a damn good season.
it really was.
It was.
It was a damn good finale. Because it was, I think the season was a slow burn, but the
Yes.
payoff was really, really good.
I think the reviews at the beginning saying this was the worst review season so far was a bit of a stretch because they were just going off of the first 3 episodes.
Right.
You had to see the whole season to see how good it
Mhm.
was. This definitely was the most emotional, character driven season, I would
Yeah.
say. Like everybody got tested, at least the main characters that's been there since day one. I mean, you had the newbies who contribute to the story.
What, you mean like STDs they got tested? What kind of tested are you talking about?
But like they got their characters
No,
tested.
I know. I was trying to make it
they
raunchy.
they got tested for the soup virus.
Or the soup virus,
Yeah.
or you know, what was it? The Deep's girlfriend's name, the octopus.
Oh, my
Oh,
God, which is by
Who, by far,
the worst part of the season.
it might be the worst part of the season. But who did they get to voice her?
Oh, Tilda Swinton. I didn't even realize that until I hit like the menu button by accident, and then Amazon shows the actors in that particular
Yeah.
scene. I was like, wait, Tilda Swinton? Where the hell? She's the octopus. Oh my God. but
But it was great. It was great.
man, I'm surprised you even agreed to be that, but that was probably the best
He
part
took the
about
paycheck, right?
about that subplot.
I mean, yeah, you still had the same psychotic shenanigans, like the Web Weaver, who's supposed to be the Spider-Man of that world. Uh
That was so weird, man.
how he gets so nervous and he shoots web out of his body in a weird way, and then
In a spider accurate way.
and poor
Above his butthole.
Huey, when they steal his costume, this thing at a party, and he basically gets sexually assaulted
Yes.
by who's supposed to be like their Bruce Wayne,
Tech Knight.
Ted Knight.
Mm.
Um, Huey went through too much with the death of his dad. After they try to give him the compound V to revive him.
Yeah, to save him, to save his life. Which I kind of feel like they wasted his character in that.
Huey was more like a side character this year.
Yes, but I'm talking about his father. Like we know
Yeah.
his father is a side character already, but they pushed him off to the far side.
Well-
like he shouldn't have even been in the season at this point.
Well, back before the show was a reality, wasn't the fan casting for Huey for Simon Pegg to play that part? But then by the time the show,
Not fan casting. I think the person who drew the original comic used him as his
Well-
basis for Huey.
and by the time the show became reality, he was too old to play that part.
Right.
But getting back to season 4, like you can really go down the list of it's debatable who had the best performance. I'm gonna start off with Laz Alonso as Mother's Milk. Like he was really doing his best to still have a family, have a
Mhm.
relationship with his daughter, still lead the boys while Butcher's, losing his mind. Um, fight the fight against the Soups, and you think they tease him having a heart attack, he's having breakout highs on his arms. It's just one thing after another, and A Train with a redemption arc. He's guilty like the rest of the Soups, rest of the 7, but he was doing his best. He's sick of Homelander's ways and he wants out. And even though he gets blackmailed into helping the boys, he does his part. He's the mole throughout the season, feeding them information. He saves Mother's Milk from that party by racing him to the hospital, and on we go as far as this is definitely the most serious. Would you say the most serious of the seasons?
I would say so. Yeah. But what'd you think about Jeffrey Dean Morgan?
Well, I didn't expect that twist that it was in Butch's head the whole time.
Mm.
That it was really somebody that Butcher killed in his past, but the cancer is fucking with his head so badly that he, when they go back to the scenes, that Butch is really talking to somebody that's not even there.
Yeah.
That he was really good in that role, and that's the guy that's controlling the powers inside Butcher.
Right.
I wasn't a fan of that subplot either too much. I was like, what's the point of him? Like, that what I felt like it was a little like cookie cutter too. Like, oh, we've seen this before. It's his emotional damage imaginary friend, and he's gonna tell him like it's like Dexter's monologue. You know?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it's,
yeah.
It's kind of like his dark passenger type of thing. Like we've seen that before, in my opinion. But I mean, with me, like I said, it was I saw it as a slow burn because it definitely. I mean, way better than the Acolyte in general, obviously.
Oh yeah.
But I did feel like there was a little too much going on this season where I was having a hard time, like in the first like four episodes or so, like just trying to like keep track of everything that was being plotted and like who was defending against what and who was trying to
Yeah.
stab who in the back and all this. I was just like, what's going on again? Who's this character? What's this guy's name? So it was, but there was like a lot of strong points though. Like I actually like Karen Fukuhara's character. I felt like she was almost like a star in this season.
Yeah.
Her relationship with the French guy.
Frenchie.
Yeah, Frenchie. Yeah.
Which
And-
which brings me back to going back to the Acolyte, how May and Osha were going back and forth. Same thing goes with Frenchie and Kimiko. They're going back and forth on how much they love each other or they don't love each other. So that kind of got to me a little annoying. It's like, all right,
Yeah.
guys, what's it going to be? Either you guys are together or you're not together.
But
And
the way things ended for those two, like
And
in that
she-
final scene.
And she was actually able to talk
Yes.
afterwards.
Yes, that's what I was gonna get at. I was like that. It was almost like Groot saying "I love you guys" at the end of
Right.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Right.
I was just like, oh my! But it was like so heartbreaking because like they finally like made it together. They kissed and all that stuff. They were gonna like try to move forward, run away together, and then they got separated. The guy French gets brainwashed clearly.
So,
and-
so that girl that whispered in his ear, mind control, she's from Gen V. So him and
okay.
that guy are two characters that came off of that show, and that's why they're working with Homelander.
I see. Yeah,
Yeah.
I never finished Gen V just because I didn't have the time to. I
For
started watching other stuff.
For backstory,
Now I gotta finish it.
are you guys I still get a laugh out of it, but do you guys are still entertained by the gag when Kimiko gets blown up or shot dead and she loses a limb and
She's like Kenny.
and then she,
I was thinking that today. I was watching like finale. I was like, she's basically Kenny from South Park.
Yep.
like
You
when-
killed Kimiko, you bastard.
Yeah.
like when the scientist stabs her with the virus and you see going up the leg and Frenchie cuts it off just in time so they have a sample, and then in the finale you see a little leg growing back,
Yeah.
like similar to Deadpool
Yeah.
in Deadpool 2 and part of
She's
his
so funny. I thought she was so funny.
So I'm going to bring up something.
uh-oh.
Yeah.
You ready for this? The best cameo in all of in all of TV history.
I wouldn't go that far, but
Yes, Will Ferrell
Oh,
as
oh,
A
Jesus
Train's
Christ.
Coach.
coach. Okay,
His actor coach.
that was so fucking unexpected. That was the last person that I expected to see on The Boys.
And he fit in that show like a fucking glove. Like I was actually annoyed like when it turned out that he was only acting in the scene like as an actor with
Right.
him. I was like, oh, he's not going to be actually in the show. But I remember I sent you guys a picture. I was like, what the fuck is this? I was like, what the hell's he doing in this show right now?
but it was a cameo done right where he was just
Thank you.
he was in and out. He didn't affect the overall story. It was just to feed into A Train having a movie that eventually canceled, making fun of like the studios in real life canceling certain movies.
Yeah,
Right.
he just added to the satire pretty much.
Which, if you notice, there are so many similarities, I guess you could say,
Mm.
between real life things that happened to us in this real world.
That was the one thing that just bugged me about the season. Like, we get it, we happen in real life, but you're satiring it. You don't have to satire every single major event and put it on the show.
I don't know. They did a pretty good job, though. But I will say this, though. They did a cool thing. Not a cool thing, but I think they did something good by changing the title of the last episode.
With the
They
face-
had to. They
They
had
had to, because I think the original name of the thing was that like
the assassination or political assassination.
Yeah, no, they
something,
had to.
something to that degree.
and it just so happened to be a couple of days before something like that tried to happen in real life. So them changing it was a smart
Yeah.
decision,
Taking a
which
Anthony.
is weird that that happened
I know.
within the same week. So
That they,
conspiracy theories.
are they the new Simpsons predicting what's happening in the?
I think so.
So
But they're faster. They're way faster than the Simpsons.
So take it back to Homelander. Anthony Starr once again kills it this season. Give that guy an Emmy nomination for his role as Homelander. But the one episode where he goes back into the underground lab where his origin story and
Mm,
basically messes with them
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
one by one, like he put the one scientist in the oven practically and burns
yeah,
him.
ugh,
Yeah.
Well, because
And-
that's what they were doing to him to see how far his powers would
And
go.
another thing, how he messed with it, which I don't even want to repeat, just see for yourself on the show how he like shot lasers through the bottom half of that guy, forcing
Yes.
him. Yeah. But the one scene, and I wouldn't be surprised if it becomes a shirt, is like Homelander leaving the facility in the elevator covered in blood.
Oh, yeah, that was a
And-
total Punisher moment right there.
Yeah.
It might as well be, but I think, and then he definitely put in one hell of an emotional performance because you see his mentally state get even worse, and he's still fighting that inner battle. You see the gray hair he's plucking at his disturbing, creepy collection that even he can't fight. Getting older.
Yeah, yeah, I know. When you like take out like the tuft of like
So-
nasty hair,
Yeah.
I almost thought it was like pubic hair. So I was
So-
like, oh, what are we doing now?
So you mentioned the finale, and I mentioned this to you guys before we started that uh 4 words, the bad guys won.
Oh yeah, this was
So,
absolutely
like even though they didn't
This
get
was Infinity War.
yeah.
like there
yeah.
was the twist with
Empire Strikes Back.
there was a twist where Victoria Newman was playing both sides and she was gonna be Homelander's puppet president, but her death was shocking. But they got that corrupt congressman, the House Speaker, 25th Amendment. He became president, basically.
I was gonna ask about like what you guys thought about Victoria Newman's character, like how it ended. Like with that-
shocking.
I don't like.
I
what
didn't
was
like it.
Yeah,
I didn't like the
right?
death. I did not like
I
the
wanted
death.
to see her like changing sides play out at least a little bit more.
Well,
you know, it
not
was-
only that, but I just
it
didn't
seemed
like
rushed.
Right. I didn't like the way she died. Like I thought there would be some sort of either something more emotional where she dies or something that was more like, somebody stuffed a bomb in her chest. and
What,
she
what I will
exploded.
say, I was disappointed. Like, I felt like we were owed like a scene where she just starts blowing people's heads off.
Yes.
Like I just,
Yeah.
like head popping like
Or-
crazy just to like save herself or whatever. We just didn't get it. I don't know.
I guess they made that scene so brutal and gruesome, so to try to erase all hope of her character surviving. But we'll see.
But was it though? Was it gruesome? I mean, he just
They
pulled
tr-
her apart.
They teared her body apart, but I
Yeah,
guess
we've seen it in
but when
Deadpool.
they like,
No,
like,
it
I
was
guess-
gruesome.
I
Like the way
guess-
the blood and guts rained down on
I guess-
everybody afterwards.
I guess they had to do it that way, sacrifice her to reestablish Butcher as in his original form as this black-hearted character that hates all soups despite them still being human.
Yeah.
And he stole the virus. He's still on his quest to go kill Homelander. But it was truly heartbreaking to see one by one all the good guys, the heroes, get taken away or capture. What did you guys think of Annie January or Starlight's arc throughout the throughout the season?
I started caring about her once the shapeshifter copied her and was like in her place and everything like that, and she had her cap. That was already the finale at that point.
Yeah, it was like the last
So,
2 episodes.
Other than that, like, yeah, I mean, I couldn't like. I get she's a good person the entire time, but like the way that like Homelander and the rest of them were trying to paint her as like this pedophile, like that type of thing that we hear in like politics all the time. Like she's like evil and this and that. I'm like, if I was a person watching TV, like I would see Starlight, I would see like how she is in public, and so I'd be like, come on, like I wouldn't believe that for a second.
A little bit of a scene stealer. I wish they had a couple more scenes. The bromance between the Deep and Black Noir.
Yeah, that was pretty fun. I was kind of surprised. And fun fact, the guy that plays Black Noir now has been playing Black Noir
the whole
since
time.
the whole time. He was the guy behind the mask the whole time.
Yeah.
Who they used in the previous season when they killed off Black Noir, it was somebody else.
Oh,
Yeah, so that was pretty cool.
bro.
But did you know that Black Noir can fly now?
It's a
I
suit.
guess so.
Yes, yeah.
But yeah, I feel like the season was good overall. Again, not the best season, but it was good nonetheless.
It makes you work for the payoff.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Which I feel like people forget nowadays because all they want is like, ooh, we want every episode to be better. And like, guys, be realistic. It can't be done. It could be done. It's very hard to be done, but you're only going to get one season because you're going to, tire out these writers.
I think that was just what the weakness of this season was. It was trying to do a little too much.
Slow burn.
Like it had a good main plot and it had too many subplots revolving around it that was like hard to keep track of at
Yeah.
times. And then I feel like not every episode needs to raise the stakes, but like I feel like it needs to have something that makes you want to keep coming back for the next one. And like feel like not every episode was like that, especially the first few.
Right.
So a little slow, but good payoff.
I slow burn, but it worked to pay off. I agree with what they did, but epic finale for this season
I
4.
mean, I can't wait for season 5.
Yeah, that's the final one. They're
Yeah.
going out after 5.
That's
Mhm.
going to be fun. That's going to be very,
Oh, without a doubt.
very much fun. So, yeah.
Oh, and then Soldier Boy is coming back.
Oh yeah, that was the after credit scene.
Which,
Artificial, I know, but
hold on. I got a little issue with that. It's like, we know that they hate each other. We know that they want to kill each other. But like, well, why not leave him frozen? Leave him there. Don't try to wake him up.
Well,
Or if you found him, why not
Kill
just kill him now while he's unconscious?
Yeah.
well, because Homelander is so obsessed with being loved, and that's another arc that played out, the relationship with his son, and his son wants nothing to do with him after how that season ended. So he may want the guy that was his father figure, but his father's a prick, as you saw
Mm.
from season 3.
But yeah, I think that's pretty much it, right, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So
Oh, and this was also Ashley's best season by far. By far.
hold on before we close. And she took V. Man, she's gonna look beautiful now. So on that note, let us know in the comment section down below how beautiful you think she's going to look for season 5. And just so you all guys all
Nothing
know, yeah, nothing else. We just want to know how hot she's gonna look in season 5. But just so you guys know, season 5 will be the last season of The Boys. So yeah, let us know in the comment section down below.